The movie reviewed in this episode is rated R. Listener discretion is advised. I love it when guests do that. I'm going to keep that in there just so you know. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scary Movie Nights podcast, a bi-weekly podcast where the scares are real, but the friendships are realer.
Aww.
Today, we will be reviewing Halloween 2, released in 1981. That's Mariana.
And that's Joan.
And we are your hosts for the evening. But first, Mariana, we have a guest!
Yes! There's someone sitting between us!
Yay! So you should watch the video. That sounds... Okay, anyway. Would you like to introduce yourself? What is your name?
Yeah, I'm Cody.
Yay! Cody
Yay, Cody.
is a huge Halloween fan.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video, his shirt is pretty iconic,
my God,
so
yes.
you definitely need to actually watch.
It's really cool. Are you a huge Halloween fan of like the franchise or Halloween as like the holiday as well?
Both.
Both, okay.
I got into the franchise by mistake when I was 7 years old.
No way!
And I saw Halloween 2 first before I saw the rest of it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Wait, is this your favorite one then?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Okay, period.
Low key, so I've only seen like the two, and
Me too.
this actually is my favorite one.
I also really like this one.
This one's really good. But before we get any further, let me ask you, Mariana.
Yeah?
What made you late for your shift this week?
I think this might be the second time in a row that I say this, but it's definitely Love Island.
Yeah,
at this point, it is a part-time job.
It's every day except Wednesdays.
I clock out, I drive home, and I clock in to watch Love Island. I am living for it. Melanie. I'm ladies. I got a text. I'm obsessed. It's like my vocal stim of the month. I can't stop talking like Corbin. Yeah, I'm obsessed. It's been so fun. The producers are evil and devious.
100%. Bro, tell me why they sent those letters. That was crazy.
Listen, whenever they live stream the heart rate challenge to the villa, that was a stroke of genius.
Yes, 100%.
Like, it was like when Oppenheimer created the atomic bomb, and then it was this season of Love Island when they live streamed the heart
Everything
rate challenge.
else in between doesn't even
Everything
count.
else in between, yeah, like truly, honestly, I'm joking, obviously. Okay, Joan.
Oh my
Joan,
God.
what had you late for your shift this week?
So, the fact that, I'm in this training for work to get certified, and it's like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., girl.
That's literally a full-time job.
The freaking struggle, and I'm celebrating. I'm late for my shift because we finished week 1. That means there's only 4 more weeks to go.
Oh my God, Joan.
But we also have a short weekend this weekend because it's July 4th.
4th of July.
So we leave early Friday. We don't have any class on Saturday, which we usually do. And then obviously not on Sunday. So
Joan is literally keeping up with this full-time job and watching Love Island.
100%. Actually, if it weren't for Brian, I wouldn't watch Love Island because Brian, like, as soon as we get home, he turns that shit on, and so I have no option but to like watch it. You know, so that's yeah.
I have a friend right now. Shout out Nydia. She's watching Love Island US and UK. Like, she's keeping up with both.
Oh my God, are they releasing at the same time?
Yes, they're both releasing at the same time.
It seems like you would oversaturate your market. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
I don't know because I had actually no idea that Love Island UK was happening because I've been so invested in the US.
Yeah, 100%. I will also say about Love Island before we move on to Cody's reason for being late. I really prefer the narrator from like the first 2 seasons. I think his name's Matt something.
I love Ian.
No, I don't think he's funny.
Him.
I don't think he's funny at all, actually.
Of course he's not funny, but that's what makes it good.
I hard disagree.
I love him.
I cringe every time.
No, I love
every
him.
once in a while he'll have a good singer, but I'm like, bro.
No, most of the singers are bad,
stop
but like
talking.
that is the beauty of it.
No,
it's like the room.
It takes away from my immersion in the island.
Oh my God.
Cody, what made you late for your shift this week?
Probably going to the FIFA Fan Fest.
Ooh,
Okay, period. That's my other side job. Is watching the World Cup
It's
games.
FIFA, the World Cup.
Yeah, low-key, like, Mexico plays tonight at 8, so, like...
It was so hot. It was so hot.
Oh, my God.
yeah,
When
I
did you
bet.
go?
We went on Sunday.
Okay.
A couple days ago. And it was really cool seeing the different exhibits and stuff, but it was so hot.
Yes, it was...
And,
Oh.
But it was cool seeing all the people there. Like,
Yes.
all the different countries.
Yeah, it was a really nice vibe. I went with my work friend Alice. I think she's my friend Alice. Whatever me. But it was super fun. We went to see the first U.S. game, and vibes were really good. But yes, it was very hot. I was very sweaty. I had to like go home and shower.
My mother asked me the other day when I saw her, she was like, "So Joan, what do you think about the World Cup?" And I was like, "What World Cup?" Obviously, I know that it's happening, but I don't like soccer. Like
That's
I grew up with it, and my family was obsessed, and I was just like, I hate this so much. So I'm really happy for people that they get to go
Happy
to
for
World
all
Cup
that
stuff.
enjoy.
I'm happy for all. I really love that for you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate that. I've been enjoying it. This is the first time ever where I actually understand what's happening in the game. So like even now, like sometimes I can call an offside. Like they'll be like, they'll do something and I'll be like, that was offside. And then the ref will be like, offside.
Oh my God. It's giving you could be playing on the field.
Truly. Again, shout out to my friend Alice. She's taught me everything I know.
You go, Alice. Okay, well, enough about that. Let's jump in the hot tub for Halloween 2, 1981. Okay, but do you understand the late for your shift reference?
Yeah,
Or was
yeah,
that, like,
the
so
nurse.
confusing? Yeah, the nurse was late for her shift. Caring for babies, and then the head head nurse was like, "You're a really good nurse, but I'm gonna have to let you go if you're always late." And I was like, "Dang, girl, she like drove her friend so she doesn't get murdered. Can you chill out?"
That's true.
I was like, "Girl, people are being murdered literally."
Yeah. But she was also having sex in the hot tub at work during work hours. So
okay, so I honestly was like so confused between all of the different nurses because there were like 4 nurses.
I couldn't tell you any of their names, but they were all different looking enough that I could differentiate them.
Could not. I was like, "Oh look, it's nurse number 1 or maybe 2." Anyway, not that all nurses look alike.
No, Joan, the healthcare community is going to cancel
I know
you.
the nurse community is gonna be like this, mother. Okay. Anyway, we're going to be starting off with a no spoiler section. So, listeners, if you have not watched Halloween 2 and don't want to be spoiled, this section is safe for you to listen to. Mar's gonna give us a little no spoiler synopsis and then treat us to some trivia. Mar, take it away.
Okay. Halloween 2, 1981, picks up immediately after the events of Halloween. Michael Myers is on the loose after being shot 6 times, and he continues his killing spree. Dr. Loomis is searching for Michael, who is after Laurie, who was transported to a local hospital and left alone? Big Mike proceeds to kill the hospital staff, and we find out why he's truly after Laurie.
Yes. I absolutely love that it picks up immediately after
Me too.
Halloween.
Me
I think that was a really good call. I also love Dr. Loomis, but we can discuss that later.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I thought. So this film was written and produced by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill. They also wrote and produced the original. I think Deborah Hill produced the original and John Carpenter directed Halloween. He refused to direct Halloween 2. And so Rick Rosenthal was chosen to direct the sequel. Now for our cast, we have a lot of our original cast come back. So we have Jamie Lee Curtis come back, and she's rocking a wig because she had cut her hair short. So she had to wear a wig. And then the actor who plays Michael Myers is actually Dick Warlock. The original Michael Myers was sort of trying to like start his directorial career, so he did not take up the role. I did read that Dick Warlock he's one of the shortest Michael Myers ever, so he had to actually wear like things in his shoes
like
to
elevator,
to make lifts to make him a little bit taller. Now I think this movie was made because the first one was so successful, but like really John Carpenter and Deborah Hill did not want a sequel. Like they had no interest. They thought that it was kind of like a standalone, like its own thing. But the producers were like, no, we want another one. Like this was so successful. So John Carpenter wouldn't direct it, but he did write it.
Now, is that one of the reasons that, I don't know if you came across this or if Cody, you know, but like, Halloween 3 is completely different, right?
Yes.
Like it's not
Yes.
even having anything to do
Exactly.
with Michael. So
Yes.
I wonder if that was one of the reasons why they were like, we're gonna end this, and then
Yes.
Halloween 3 is something different.
No,
like,
Halloween 2 was supposed to be like the conclusion
end.
of that.
Okay.
And then they made Halloween 3, which I think is like Season of the Witch, I think.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of like its own little thing, and then they decided to bring it back. And
And then we had 45 more years of Halloween.
Many more years of Halloween. I think I read online Jamie Lee Curtis has been in a Halloween movie in 6 different decades, which is crazy. Good for her.
Honestly,
she's holding up.
Low key, yeah, right?
They also really invested in this one, so this had a significantly larger budget, $2.5 million compared to $320,000 for the original. Carpenter described that his writing of the screenplay, and this is a quote, mainly dealt with a lot of beer, sitting in front of a typewriter saying, "What the fuck am I doing? I don't know."
Oh my god. That's crazy. Imagine being so talented that you're just drunk and being like, I'm just gonna put some words on the page. Okay, John Carpenter.
They did opt to like up the ante with this one, so as far as like nudity and gore, we get to see a lot more.
We got to
in
see
this one.
boobs.
We got to see boobs.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Which is hilarious because, you know, in Scream when they're like, no, it's like Halloween whatever,
Yeah.
when you get to see,
Yeah. Now, this was not the director's call, so Rosenthal did not want to go for more gore and more nudity. But John Carpenter actually had a lot of influence here and a lot of pull, because obviously he wrote the original and he was like producing it. And he said that it was due to violence and gore inflation. He felt that they needed to do more to keep up with other horror films that were being released at the time. And actually, John Carpenter came back and like they shot additional scenes, or they reshot some scenes, including a scene with a needle to an eyeball, which was crazy.
Yes.
And I thought about Brian a lot watching this movie because there's a lot of needle stuff in this one. And I was like,
yes.
oh lordy, oh lordy.
Bro, actually, when we were watching it, he was squirming in his seat during
for
those
real.
scenes.
One scene. But
Yeah, there was like that.
when the drunk doctor.
No, this is not a spoiler, but that little boy with
With the razor in his mouth.
no one made a big enough deal about that the whole time.
Well,
like,
it was just funny because, it wasn't funny, but
God.
oh my god, it was so funny. No, but like it's a recall back to like the people are putting razor blades in the candy, and
like they're putting things in the Halloween candy.
yeah, and so I looked it up because I was like, Brian, like, do you remember like the people actually do that? And I looked it up, and it's really an urban legend.
Yeah.
Like, there are isolated incidents of people doing similar things, but it was never like a widespread. It was like an irrational fear that people had. But I just enjoyed because I love urban legends.
Yes.
So I enjoyed so much that it was in this movie because I was like, oh my god.
It definitely.
I think Cody and I are the same age. I don't think we are. My parents inspected every piece of candy that ever came home from.
No way.
Oh wow. I mean, honestly, I also probably would have done that.
Like, it was a thing. We had to come in, and they threatened us with our lives to eat it.
Lay it out.
And they would pour it out on the floor, and Mom and Dad would sit there and inspect every one to see if it had been unwrapped, and they'd move it over, inspect the next one.
Oh my god, I'd be like, oh, this one's definitely bad. That one's definitely
like,
bad. Yeah. Oh, this one too,
full-size
actually.
Hershey bar
Yeah.
is no good.
I have like a bowl sitting. This is the bad candy that you cannot eat.
You'll die
gonna
if
throw
you
it
eat
away.
this candy. That is so funny. My parents never inspected my candy. What does that say about my mom?
You're also in your late 20s.
That's true.
What?
Late 20s.
What?
I would say it's like early mid-20s. I'm closer to my mid-20s than I am to my late 20s. I think.
Okay, girl.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm not.
Like, did you ever go trick or treating?
Yeah.
Dude, my parents would not freaking let me go trick-or-treating.
No way.
Until I was in like high school, which that's kind of late to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
But I would go anyway because I'd be like, I'm watching like Tiana's like little brothers and stuff. Like they would go trick-or-treating, so I just go with them. And they'd be like, aren't you a little too old to be trick-or-treating? And in like back then I was like, whatever, just give me the candy, bro. But now I'm like, I was catching up. I literally had never gone trick-or-treating before. I want free candy. Give me what's owed. But yeah, rite of passage, yeah.
I was allowed to trick-or-treat, and I was allowed to trick-or-treat by myself when we were in Colombia because we lived in like an apartment complex.
Wait, y'all trick-or-treated in Colombia?
Yeah. So I would literally go like, it was like 7 towers and they all were 5 floors, and I would go like up and down each tower trick-or-treating, knocking on every door with my
that's
friends.
really cool.
It was really fun.
That's
We didn't do that in Honduras.
And then one time there was an underground parking garage, and there was like these older kids, and they were like, they're handing out candy in the parking garage downstairs in the underground, and I was like, ain't no fucking way.
No.
And so I did not go. I refused. So my friend and this little boy that I had a crush on, they went down there, and then one of them almost got hit by a car.
Oh my
Yeah, and they got scared. The older kids scared them, but I knew better.
Cody, did your parents inspect your candy or?
They didn't really have to. Back then, growing up on the ranch, we only went to our family's places.
Oh, okay.
And they usually called in advance saying, "Hey, we're coming." And we went trick-or-treating with our cousins. We had to drive from place to place.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Our nearest neighbor was a mile away. And we would go to some of these old ladies' houses out in the country where I grew up, and they would give us like a little sack of like 3 pecans. Or things like that. So, no, they didn't inspect our candy.
That's crazy. The pecan.
Like, what did old lady Darla put in your pecan?
Did they at least were they at least candied pecans? Like it was like straight up pecan. Were they out of their shell or in the
They were
shell?
in the shell.
In the shell.
That
They were in the shell.
shit. Picked it up in the yard.
My
like,
God.
Young Cody.
Cody
That
in the shell is
That is
crazy.
so. Yeah, you
work.
didn't need to inspect that. That was
No,
like
yeah, literally,
nature's
yeah.
protection.
Cheating as an adult.
Cody.
Yes.
Cody, we're gonna take you
Yes.
trick-or-treating.
We should take Cody to, like, you know when people do like a trunk or treat where they like open the
Yes,
cars, like that'd be so cute. You can't. Whenever we bought the house, I was so excited to hand out candy for the first time, and like no one fucking came. Like no one knocked on the door.
Yeah.
And I was
Our
like,
neighborhood is really small, so
Yeah.
we will like sit outside with our friends in the neighborhood, and we'll have like a basket of candy, and we'll just like let the kids take as much. Because like I told Brian, I was like, bro, honestly, we should not get candy this because we always have so much left. Because
Yeah.
everyone gets like bags of candy. I'm like, we have like 8 children in this neighborhood who's gonna eat all. Anyway, we should move on.
Yeah, let's go. So this was filmed at Morningside Hospital in Los Angeles. It had recently closed and it has since been torn down. And it showed. This hospital looked worse for wear in the movie. I have lots to say about this hospital.
Me too.
Because, like, why was no one there? Why was no one there? It was literally so empty.
It was
crazy.
the 4 nurses and the 1 drunk doctor.
It was the 4 nurses, the drunk doctor, and then the 2 freaking EMT dudes who were like,
yeah, and the 1 security guard.
and the 1 security guard.
in the whole hospital.
Yeah, and Lori and Michael Myers. And
I'm thinking that there were patients in the other room. They just
yeah,
didn't show.
true,
Yeah,
true,
they
true,
didn't show,
true,
yeah.
true.
In the
There
There
were
were
babies.
babies. Yeah, that's
They
right.
were little
Yeah.
babies. That's true.
And we only saw one part of the
Right,
hospital.
one wing.
True.
One wing, yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna mention the whole thing about like the razor. So like that scene where the young boy in the pirate costume, it's definitely a nod to this like urban legend of like things being in people's Halloween candy. Also the mask that Michael wears, the Michael mask, it's the exact same one that was used on the original Halloween. It looks different in the sequel because the paint had faded. Because I don't know if you remember, but it was like a Captain Kirk mask that they used. So the paint had
that's right.
faded. First because Nick Castle, he was the original Michael, he kept it in his back pocket during shoots. And then Deborah Hill kept the mask under her bed for several years until
my
they started
God.
making Halloween 2. And
So is it the
collected-
same mask?
It's the exact same mask.
Oh my God,
Yes.
that's kinda cool.
I know that thing smelled bad. I
Well,
know it smelled
I don't
bad.
think it's one mask for the 2 movies probably, but
I'm sure they produced more after that.
After that, yeah.
I would hope, for the sake of the people
I mean, you could just go to a Spirit Halloween and get a...
Yeah. Did they have Spirit
Now
Halloween
you
at the
can.
time? They should do a Halloween movie and call it Spirit Halloween. That'd be so funny. Like
That sounds like a
Spirit
Disney
Halloween.
Channel special. Like,
Brothers.
Halloween, Spirit. Jamie Lee Curtis. I mentioned this one earlier as well. She has played Laurie Strode in films released in 6 different decades, from the 1970s to the 2020s. So the original was 78, Halloween 2 was 1981, Halloween H20 20 years later, 1998, Halloween Resurrection 2002, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills 2021, and Halloween Ends 2022.
I have a question. So was there no Halloween, like Michael Myers Halloween, between 81 and 98?
Yes, there was.
There was.
There were?
Yeah.
Between.
These are just the ones that Jamie Lee Curtis was in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different timelines.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
It's a whole cinematic universe.
That's right.
There's Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, 5, and 6. That's one timeline.
Okay.
Another timeline is Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O, and Resurrection.
Oh, it's
Okay.
H2O. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
H2O, yeah.
And then I saw it at the
Is there
theaters.
mermaids?
And then no. And then the last one would be Halloween, and then the current 3.
Okay.
Okay, so like the Halloween 1978, and then Halloween 2018,
Correct.
and then Halloween Kills 21, and Halloween Ends 22.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Timelines.
What in the... This is more complicated than Kingdom Hearts. Nerds will understand what I mean.
This is so funny. I do love all the different like naming conventions when it comes to these movies. Like this is on par with the Fast and Furious naming conventions, where it's like
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious,
Fast and Furious,
Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift. And I really love that. I love when people get creative with names, and I do think Spirit Halloween would be a really fun title. So consider it, producers.
Why did they name Halloween H2O?
It was 20 years after 1978.
Yeah.
1998.
Yeah, but that's water.
Mermaids.
It's when Michael Myers comes of age and discovers that he's a merman.
He can't get wet because if he gets
can't get
wet,
wet.
he turns into a mermaid.
So he tries to avoid water at all costs.
Under the Halloween fan clubs, Halloween, the 2018 movie, is also called H40. 40 years ago.
Oh my god.
Halloween
Wait, that's
H4O.
insane. Wow, this franchise really
Yep.
is
Yeah, it's really something.
yes, for sure.
I love it actually though. It's good.
I love whenever an actor keeps coming back to reprise their role.
Yeah,
They made
100%.
Jamie Lee Curtis. That was her
Yeah.
first movie.
Yeah. Well, she's Loki a scream queen, and
Yeah.
then because she was in Prom Night.
She got into
Right.
Prom Night, so Jamie Lee Curtis's mom is Janet
Yeah.
Leigh,
Yes.
Psycho.
Yeah.
So she already
Yeah,
had
yeah.
that Scream Queen.
She's a Scream
history,
Nepo baby.
And so then she took on the role, and she still refers back to it like to this day. That's why she keeps coming back. Of course, they're paying her too, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. And she's like actually legitimately good. Like
I loved her in Freaky Friday
Freaky Friday was really good.
and Freakier Friday.
Freaky
She
Friday
was
good,
great
too.
in everything
Everything
everywhere
all at once. That's what I was. Yeah, that movie. I think wasn't she nominated for an Oscar?
won.
She won an Oscar for that
She won
movie.
that
Yeah.
one, yeah.
No, like really well deserved. She did an amazing job in
Yeah,
that. So
she's
I'm happy for her. That
I
she was
also
able
love
to-
her. She plays Jess's mom in New Girl, and I thought that was excellent casting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie Lee. Okay, I'm almost about to wrap it up here. There was an incident with minor connections to the film. On December 7th of 1982, Richard Delmer Boyer of El Monte, California, murdered Francis and Eileen Harbitz, an elderly couple in Fullerton, California, leading the people to the trial, People versus Boyer. They were stabbed 43 times by him. According to the trial transcript, his defense was that he suffered from hallucinations in the Harbitz residence brought on by the movie Halloween 2, which defendant had seen under the influence of PCP, marijuana, and alcohol. The film was played for the jury, And a psychopharmacologist pointed out
Are you
various...
serious? The film was played for the jury?
It doesn't say specifically, but I'm assuming they played the entire movie for the jury, which is so funny to me.
That's so fun. I want to get that jury.
Literally.
I'd be like, I know y'all got murdered, but at least we get to watch Halloween 2.
They pointed out various similarities between its scenes and the visions that the defendant described. He was found guilty and sentenced to death, but it became known as the Halloween 2 murders. And it was featured in a short segment on TNT's Monster Vision. And there was a bunch of critics and people trying to like ban horror movies and say that you shouldn't make horror movies or whatever. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh my god, hosted by film critic Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob Briggs.
Dude, I actually love Joe Bob Briggs.
I don't know who that is.
So let me explain to you do you know who Joe Bob Briggs is?
I don't.
Okay, so Joe Bob Briggs is a horror film critic, yes.
His bolo tie.
And there's a special called it's like Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, and he watches or he features scary movies. He plays the entire movie and he'll interject with like trivia and commentary. And Shudder actually, I think they started producing those episodes.
Cool.
So one of the ways that you can watch the original Halloween is through Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In. Yeah.
Wow, there's 527 episodes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of scary movies, and I watched
so many movies.
Halloween with him. I've watched Castle Rock with him, which is actually not Castle Rock?
How do you get this job, and how do I apply? And I want to do this for job.
Not Castle Rock. It's Castle Freak.
Talking through a movie, I can.
There was a pause for a while, and then they brought him back.
Wow.
Yeah. Shudder brought him back.
Okay, shout out.
So cool. I actually really love watching Joe Bob Briggs versions because like you do get a lot of really cool. And he does something similar to where it's like, we give this movie, and then he like lists a bunch of like super absurd like. Anyway.
Oh my god, I swear we didn't copy you, Joe Bob.
We did not copy Joe Bob Briggs.
I swear.
But he doesn't rate it anything. He just like, in this movie, we have a count of 5 murder chickens, 8 pill bottles that were blah, 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 this and that. It's really cool. Yeah,
like
he has stats. Yeah, it's really cool.
It. I love a data-oriented. Yeah. 10 boobs. It would be funny if it was like 7 boobs. It was like, why did we only get to see 1 boob?
Yeah. 7, yeah.
That doesn't.
It's a half shot.
Math?
Yeah. It's like the like tasteful robe side boob.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm a classy boob.
Or maybe you got to see like 2 servings of side boob, and so that equates to 1 boob.
One singular boob.
One singular boob.
I see,
yeah, does that make sense?
Half boob and then another shot of half boob.
Another shot of half boob equates
so
1
half boob plus
half
boob equals 1 whole
equals
boob.
1 whole boob.
We have boob fractions.
Obviously.
Boob fractions. Correct.
Don't even get me started on the nipples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nipple versus areola.
Nipple versus areola, size,
There's so many anatomical possibilities.
Yeah. I took a college class on it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this film grossed $7 million on its opening weekend, ranking #1 at the box office, and it went on to gross $25 million worldwide, which was less than the original Halloween, but still pretty decent, especially compared to other films that were opening around the same time. That's all I have.
Yay. Do you have any non-spoilery trivia that you'd like to share?
Yes.
Yes!
Okay, yeah, give it to us.
Okay. So the actress who played Annie, she reprised her role as her corpse 3 years later, and then she also was the voice in that scene where the lady at the very beginning of the movie, she's calling a friend.
Yeah.
And she's talking to that person. The person she's talking to is also the actress who played Annie. Wow. So it's the same, I guess they decided to use her because she didn't have a speaking role because she was a dead corpse.
Wow.
And so that was that one. In Halloween, the guy that Laurie was supposed to go on a date with, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now.
Is it the one they were freaking about in the car? Where she was like,
Isn't he the one that they hit because they thought it was Michael?
So he was wearing a mask, and then they actually hit him, and then he died. And when they were doing his dental records, they found out that was the guy that
yes,
she was supposed
Tommy
to be.
Doyle. I think maybe
no, not Tommy Doyle.
No,
It's
it's Michael.
Yeah, Tommy Doyle is the little boy.
That's right.
Anyway, so there's that. What else? I think you have on your thing Dana Carvey from like Saturday Night Live, Wayne's World guy. He made a non-speaking, role. He was one of the paramedic the TD people. He didn't speak, but you can see him.
Okay.
Nice.
He's in there.
And he's there. What else was there? I think of other trivia from that movie without giving the spoilers away.
Well, let's move on to the spoiler section. And we don't have to worry about
let's
it.
talk about spoilers.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay. It was like you said. It takes place the same night as Halloween.
Yeah.
But it was filmed 3 years later.
Right.
And so this is actually one of my bad things, or the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad is Jamie Lee Curtis's wig.
Yes. I have been waiting to talk about it.
Didn't even. I can't ever tell when people are wearing wigs.
I can always clock it.
I can't ever
and
tell.
it takes me out of the movie immediately.
Yeah,
and like it just the part is weird. It just like it's
I
so
just thought she was, in shock or whatever. She's
like that's why her hair looks so bad.
My wig would also look horrible if I had just experienced
and how
that.
you can really tell is that at the very beginning of Halloween 2, they use the archival footage at the ending of Halloween 1.
Yes.
And then it switches now to present day 1981.
Yeah.
And you can totally see the wig.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I really could tell. I was like, that's a wig.
That's kind of crazy.
I liked how Marion Chambers came back, who played the nurse.
Yeah.
From the first one, she had just a really quick role in the first one, and she comes back in the second one. It kind of ties the two movies together as well. And then she continues on, just so you know. She's also in H2O, and she's also in...
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And the same character, and she is in Halloween Kills as well.
Is she in the picture you showed us?
She is.
No way!
Yeah,
that's so
she is.
cool!
That's awesome.
Just a quick note too. What's your name? Who played Lindsay further down?
Lindsay.
Kyle Richards. Yeah, so she was also in Halloween Kills with the lady who played Marion Chambers as well. So
wow!
She's one of the Desperate Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
What? No way! Wow, the Halloween 2 Desperate Housewives pipeline.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's present.
It's there. It's happened.
And since we're talking about the spoilers as well, I guess. So at the end...
Oh, hold on, wait.
Oh.
Let's give our listener a time, a little chance to exit out.
We gotta warn them.
We gotta warn them. All right, listener, now we're moving into the spoiler section. So if you have not watched the movie and you care about it being spoiled, pause it, watch the movie, and then come back and listen to the rest of the episode. Okay, so now anything goes. Now that they have been warned, we can say whatever we want about the movie. Okay, any spoilery trivia that because I know you had some, right?
Me, yes. I guess it's considered a spoiler. So at the very end of the movie, in the theatrical version, Jamie Lee Curtis is in the ambulance and they're playing Mr. Sandman. And they're driving away. But in the TV version, the paramedic is in the ambulance with her.
The one that was flirting with her.
The one that falls down and gets knocked out.
When he fell, oh my god.
I was like, oh my god, what a way to go.
Yeah, literally.
So it kind of shows okay, well, I guess he survived too. So,
Yeah. Because it's
Doesn't he show up?
So he shows up. Oh, in another movie?
I don't think so.
She's hiding in the car, and then he's in the car, and then he just slumps over. But you don't know if he's just concussed or what.
Right, or if he died.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I read that they changed the theatrical version and the TV version were really different, and they even had they had some scenes in the TV version that weren't in the theatrical version. Like in the TV version, they include when Michael Meyers cuts the phone lines and stuff. Because at one point, I remember we were watching with Logan and the phones weren't working anymore, and Logan was like, "Why aren't the phones working?" And I was like, "Probably Michael did it."
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah. At the time that they released this, ignoring all the other movies, do you think they intended for Michael to die?
I think so.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
John
they did.
Carpenter and Deborah Hill, they were like, this is it for Michael. Like, that's
Okay,
all.
so they were like, he's dead.
That's why Season of the
Okay.
Witch is like something else
They were
entirely.
trying to make it what's it called? Anthology?
Anthology, yeah.
Yes.
Where a different movie, kind of like American Horror Story.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
every movie was about something else. But because Michael Myers was so popular,
Yeah.
they kept bringing him.
As always, Hollywood chomped on the bit and then just wouldn't let go.
Oh my
I think
God.
it's so funny whenever they like think something is popular, like with heated rivalry fans in the house. They're like, Hollywood thought that we loved heated rivalry because of the hockey, because then that other show Off Campus came out that's also about hockey, but it's straight. They're like, they thought it was the hockey, but little do they know,
Literally
it was the
not about the hockey.
homosexuals.
It was 100% the gays.
So this was like it's Michael.
And the
they like
butts.
Michael, and we need more Michael.
Well, I find it interesting because, okay, so one of my favorite parts of the movie is obviously Michael. And he got shot 6 times by Dr.
The
Loomis.
first time, and then he gets shot a little bit more.
More. And he kept coming back.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess, I think it's kind of cool that, like, Dr. Loomis sacrificed himself
Yeah.
to kill Michael. And that was, like, the death of Michael. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's something to say about that. It's almost like they were 2 sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
The good versus
Good versus
Good
evil.
versus evil.
And to take one out, the other one had to sacrifice
Michael
itself.
is meant to represent just like pure evil. That's why you
Right.
can't
Right.
kill him.
Right.
That's the whole thing. I think Dr. Loomis also felt like guilt about like not helping Michael necessarily, or like I think he, even though Michael like escapes, he like they kind of put the blame on him. They're like, "Why'd you let him go?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"I
he's like,
didn't.
I
I
didn't,
didn't let him go."
literally.
But I like that
Yeah,
interpretation.
good versus evil.
Yeah.
But in part 4, they both come back, and it picks up after 2.
Wait, Dr. Loomis comes back?
Yes.
too?
Yeah, so
What the?
he's half burned.
Flickety flick.
He's half burned.
Oh.
And Michael has been in a hospital, like in a
What?
Oh,
In a burn
in a coma
In a burn unit.
for all those years, and for like 10 years. However
He was
long
at
it
Mount
was.
Sinai.
And then he broke out again.
Oh my
They
God.
need to keep a closer eye on
That's
him.
crazy.
Four
bro.
and 5 are back to back, just like Halloween and Halloween 2 are back to back.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh, we have to watch it.
Yes, we
Now
do.
we have to watch that. We should do
We
all the
do.
movies in one timeline and then
Yeah.
go back to do
Yeah.
another timeline.
And then part 6 actually connects Halloween 3 to the timeline as well. Just so
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So it's actually, you
okay.
could watch Halloween through.
So it's
I'm gonna need a map.
in one timeline.
I need like a Halloween guide.
I feel like it's a big brain kind of series, like big brain time trying
Yeah.
to figure out, piece together all the timelines.
yeah. They have like a big cork board and they have like a bunch of like yarn.
And the yarn, the red
things.
yarn, and the I know. I like this better than the first.
I also like this better than the
It
first.
was definitely creepier.
I think it's because of the horror, like the whole horror gore inflation of it all. Because I watched this movie for the first time. I watched Halloween for the first time this year. So I watched Halloween before or after I'd watched Hereditary, and after I'd watched a bunch of Scream movies and a bunch of other movies that show a lot of both gore and nudity. So for me, this one was like more impactful because of that. I think my brain is just like a little broken now.
I think that's a good point. When Halloween first came out, it was considered one of the first slasher movies.
Yeah.
And it was, that's why it was so popular, because it was the first of its
Yeah,
kind.
it was shock,
But
yeah.
after that movie was made, started making all the other movies. So by
Exactly.
the time 3 years later, when this one came out, like you said, they had to up it.
Yeah.
You have to up the ante, yeah.
Yeah.
John Carpenter was like, we need to do more
Yeah.
because
More
because
gore.
they don't show a whole lot. Like they show like a ton of blood in this one.
Yeah, they
or
do.
even the scene whenever they're like in the hot tub and he like melts her face off.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. The actress said the water was actually very cold that day.
Oh,
Which I'm sure was on purpose because they wanted her boobs to look good. But I'm sure that wasn't any fun.
perky as heck. You know what? That's so real. They're real for that. I'd be like, yeah, make me look good, bro. Like, you can't make me look bad here. Yeah.
I was just, the whole time I was watching, I enjoyed it. I really like the pacing of this one.
I agree.
But the whole time I was just like, why is this hospital so fucking empty? Like, are hospitals like this? Because I guess I haven't been in a hospital in a really long time and definitely not at night. But there's like no one to be seen or heard.
Yeah.
It's so like dimly lit.
I think they were all, the other patients were in the room.
Yeah, the patients were asleep, but like, I feel like there's usually like nurses sort of
I think it depends on the size of the like. I get the feeling this wasn't a very big hospital, and so it was just like skeletal crew staff.
Yeah.
Although I will say it's Halloween night. I feel like they would have staffed it more because there's a lot of stupid shit that happens on Halloween night.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Or our nurse. By the way, the nurse outfits were so cunty and like
100%.
What happened? Like, okay, they look extremely uncomfortable, and I'm all for scrubs, but with their little hats and everything, and she accessorized it because she put it on, and then she had her little pink belt. I was like, yes, queen,
100%.
like be yourself.
It was giving Kill Bill.
Yes. Like she was about to start whistling.
Yes, I would add an eye patch in there just for the
just for the big
look. Yeah.
So to me, one of the biggest spoilers, I think, was the fact that Michael, it was revealed that Michael is her brother.
Yes!
And
that was so good.
And to me, that it explained, at least for me, that, okay, this is why he's after her, because he wants to kill all of his family members. And that it made that connection.
Yeah. I think, maybe I read this wrong, and maybe it was this director, but I think it was John Carpenter, and he didn't like that they added that. Because the original screenplay like didn't include anything about her being Michael's half sister or anything, or sister or anything, and because their whole thing was like he is just pure evil and he kills because he's evil and like there's no reason behind it. But I did like it. I feel like it added a little bit of like spice.
Yeah, it adds depth to the story and the motivations.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dang, why is he going after her? Like, leave that girl alone. There's plenty of other people. You literally walked past like 18 other girls on your way to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they're all drunk and like, you know, like... So it's like, why is he chasing Lori so badly? Right. And part of me was like, maybe he wants to like finish the job. It's like a Final Destination. It was
like a thing that like he had killed his sister on Halloween like 20 years earlier.
But I like that they added it because then it made more sense that it's actually his sister.
And whenever he's like roaming the streets, they had to go back and shoot additional scenes to explain how he knows she's in the hospital. So there's just little boy walking with like a big boombox, and it's like the radio is playing, and like they went back and shot that to like make it make sense because everyone was like, how would he now
go there?
Dude, low-key, that was a jump scare for me.
That continuation of him trying to kill his sister, family, they continue it through, just so you know, for 4, 5, and 6.
Oh yeah, sure, totally.
And not just with her, but her descendants.
Oh,
Halloween
it's
bloodlines.
Like a target on the
So
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Halloween bloodlines, you said? Halloween Tokyo Drift.
Halloween Tokyo Drift. Too fast to Halloween.
Danielle Harris played her daughter in 4 and 5. And what's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter, or Laurie Street's daughter, rather. And Danielle Harris came back for the later Halloween movies as a different character.
Wow!
So there's a lot of connections with the whole franchise.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I had only ever seen the first one before like we recorded this episode,
Yeah.
and now I'm like so invested into this whole
I
storyline.
need to see more. I want to watch Season of the Witch. Like that sounds
Me too.
interesting. I love witch stuff. You know we love witch stuff.
So, Season of the Witch was in the Screams or whatever the heck Regal was doing with the 30 Days of Horror, 30 Days of Screams.
Yeah.
It was on there, and we almost went to watch it, but I think I was just too tired. It was like school.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell
They
you
were
something.
going to movies every night. It was
Bro,
insane. They would
October
be like,
was
"Do you want
rough.
to go?" And no one would be like,
Yeah, October was rough, bro, because I really wanted to go to all of these movies. It was like one movie a day.
Yeah.
We went to quite a few of them.
went to most
We
of
attempted 30, but I think we hit like 20 something.
which is impressive.
No, we didn't watch that many movies. We watched probably half of them.
You could probably go check on your Regal app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Highly recommend, by the way. All the movies we watched were pretty bomb.com. I was so sad at the... Okay, first of all, how was that kid that got runned over and burnt to death? How did he get that mask?
It was just a Captain Kirk mask,
Yeah,
Joan.
he just got it from the
They
store.
sell them at Spirit Halloween. No, you're right.
No,
And he was running. I don't know. But also that scene was crazy. Like, that police officer
The
is
cop-
going like fucking 50 miles per hour down
was
this
like, how did-
regular schmegular
And then
street.
there's like two other cops there, and they just leave?
Literally.
Like, they just leave? This kid's on
Literally.
fire.
Well, the other cop's daughter is dead. So, like, but you're right. No, the cops in this movie are crazy because why, like, she just got murdered. The murderer is still on the loose. Why would you not have someone with her at the hospital? Also, the cop that is driving Dr. Loomis around is the most chill man
100%.
in the history of horror.
100%.
He's like,
100%.
okay, I guess. He's like the whole time.
He's got a gun to his head.
Yeah, but he's so chill. He's like, all right, I'll turn around. He turns around. And then Dr. Loomis is like, hey, like, I just shot him a bunch, like, get away from him. And he's like,
Oh yeah,
like,
and then
go,
he gets stabbed.
then gets stabbed. Or he actually, like, that is one those, he, like, Michael, like, turns him around and, like, slits his
Oh, that's
neck.
right, that's right,
I was
yeah.
like, whoa.
That in the scene with Annie from the previous movie when they're bringing her out, remember the guy who played her dad in the first one also makes that cameo to identify her body.
Oh dang.
And that was the only scene that he was in. And
Wait, that's kind of cool.
yeah, but
Wait,
same
they have
actor.
details
Same
here.
actor.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like how John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were like, I don't want to do this, but, like, if we're going to do it, we're going to do
Yeah.
it. If we're going to do it.
Why did that kid run away from the cops?
Yeah.
Wait, which kid?
The kid that was wearing the Michael Myers mask.
He wasn't running away. He was drunk.
He was drunk.
So he was
Yeah.
like,
He was drunk. He was
they
just like-
cannot know that I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Underage
So he
drinking.
was like, oh, the cops.
Yeah, literally. He was an innocent.
Underage drinking.
I felt like that too. They glossed over that so quickly.
Yeah,
They were
kids,
like,
let that be a lesson to you.
oops.
Don't drink.
Don't drink and don't have sex.
And don't have sex.
Okay.
Follow the rules of
Obviously.
But yeah, follow the rules of Scream,
Follow
literally.
the rules of Scream.
That was crazy because why also it just like spontaneously caught fire.
Like so
Like
fast.
so fast.
Yeah.
So fast.
Like they added injury, insult to injury by like, okay, so he got run over, then he got pinned to another car, and then he got set on
Yeah.
fire as if that wasn't enough. Because they couldn't be like, oh, let's just remove the mask and
No,
confirm.
they couldn't.
They couldn't
Yeah.
because he was burnt. So
Yeah.
that was the plot
Yeah.
point of that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just like, really?
Yeah.
That's great. And the cop is just like, he came out of nowhere. Bro, he was on the street the entire time. Like, he ran over.
Accelerated.
He was doing
Literally.
like 60.
He was like, oh shit, that's 50 points right there.
That was crazy. Crazy.
Oh my
But no,
God.
the chill cop at the end was my favorite. He was
Yeah.
just like, okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll help you.
Oh my god! You know,
Super
like every
Montero.
time I watch like a film or a TV show or something that's set in the '80s, I always tell Brian, not always, but like I'm always like, people were so ruthless to each other back then. There was no political correctness
Right.
or
No.
like kind words or anything like
No.
that. It was seriously like throat punching every MFR you see. Because like I'm thinking of like the nurse who went to the security
Yeah.
guy, and he like hands her the radio, and she's like, I don't even know how to work things. Like, Like he's just
Yeah.
he's just like
Just figure it out.
yeah, like entrusting her with the security of the hospital.
Yeah,
like,
and she's like,
goes
I gotta
to
get
check.
back on the floor,
Yeah, I
man.
was like,
I
I've
don't know
got
what you want me to
babies
do.
to take care of, and he's
Yeah.
like, it'll be
He's
5
like,
minutes.
I'll be right back.
I was like, dang.
And we all knew he wasn't gonna come back. That's what I felt
Right.
like when, if you've ever worked at a high school, if you're a teacher or anything, you know, like the administrators have walkie-talkies. And one time when I was the Stuco person, we were running, like, it was iFest.
Oh yeah.
And they hand me a walkie. They're like, you get to have one of these for this. And I was like, how does it work? That's what I felt like that day.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
but I don't know how this works. And they're like, you just push a button. I was like, oh,
It's
okay, I got
it's a
it.
little intimate. But when I worked at the elementary school, all of us had a radio, and we were required to keep that on us at all times and on. Like they would be like, "Where was your radio?" And you're like, "Oh, I left it in the classroom." Like, hello, like that was a big
crazy.
Well, because like if you were like out at recess, for example, like and someone needed
yeah.
to reach you, then they needed to know where you were at.
Yeah, that's valid.
Another reason why I was like, bye. I don't know this. Yeah, so let's see, what else do I have here that I wrote down somewhere? Oh, Dr. Loomis. I would love to talk about him.
Yeah.
What a great character. I actually really like him. He has a one-track mind, and that is to defeat the evil.
Also, I feel like he talked about Michael with like empathy almost.
Yeah.
And I like.
He was his patient for 15
Yeah, he was his patient for 15 years, so he talked about him with like an understanding and like not like disgust. You know what I mean?
I would say like a clinical understanding.
Yeah.
Less empathy,
Yeah, you're
more
right.
clinical
No, I
understanding.
agree.
Because
I agree.
he definitely was like, he's literally a monster. Like he's evil incarnate. Like you can't, like
You're
you need
right,
to make
you're
sure
right.
that it's not like he was like being kind, like we need to get him back to rehabilitate. He was like, you need to kill him or capture him or like something
But
needs
he
to
knew
happen.
they needed to like capture him.
Yes.
Or something. Yeah.
He seemed like, if I put myself in the shoes of the people around him, he seemed very frantic and like kind of out of his mind.
Yeah.
But like as an audience watching the movie, he's the one that made the most sense.
I thought he handled himself incredibly well given the circumstances.
Yeah, I agree.
Like given everything that he saw. And he's telling every cop, he's like, I shot him 6 times. And they're like, like gaslighting
You're like,
him.
You shot him 6 times?
Impossible.
I was like, bro. So he just fell off of the balcony then.
Yeah.
All by himself.
Yeah, you know?
and blood
That's
on the
crazy.
grass.
And blood on the
He
ground.
did, yeah. I love the start of this one. I love that it picks up right away. And I really like the scene where he goes into that old couple's house and takes the knife and then leaves a little bit of blood. And then the woman comes back and she's like, ah! And that's so funny because, like,
I love the lurkiness
yes,
of Michael
I love the
Myers.
lurkiness. But, like, in that situation, I would have been like, damn, when did I cut myself? Like, I feel like I wouldn't have been scared at all. I would have been like, where did that come
she,
from?
you know why? I
But
think
she had just
connected
been
it-
watching the news.
The news,
Yes,
so I
yes,
think
yes.
that's why she was like connecting the dots and
Yeah.
I really loved Dr. Loomis's sacrifice in the end.
Yeah.
I think that was really cool. If they had finished with Halloween 2,
Right.
that would have been a great closing of the circle.
Yeah. I also like back to the start, like going back and forth. But I feel like whenever that girl gets a call from her friend and they're like, oh my god, this murder just happened, and then Michael is there and kills her, and like that felt Screamish to me.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my god, like this walked so that Scream could someday eventually run.
Yes.
And so I thought that was really cool. Like she was very like, oh my god, my parents aren't home. And then it's like, oh my god,
And all of my
down the
doors are
street.
unlocked.
Literally, like the door's fully
that's
open.
a good point there, because I don't know why he killed that girl.
Literally, yeah.
So like, they were able to explain all this other stuff, but what was the reason for him killing her? Maybe it's
They just
a
wanted
plot thing.
to.
Well, I mean, what was the reason for him killing the other people in the first movie?
To get to
Lori?
as bait for Lori
As
to get
bait.
there.
Really?
Because she ended up going in Halloween. She ended up going to the house looking for her, and he had them like all arranged, like he had,
Yeah. You're right.
and he got the tombstone from his sister.
Yeah, you're right.
And he was like, "Look at this." And,
Yeah.
And so
Really?
That was my take on it anyway.
Okay, I think you tied it up. I don't know that like the writers and directors meant for that.
Well, because they were so mixed up about it, like initially
well,
it was supposed to be he kills because he's evil
he's
and there's
evil,
no
yeah,
reason
yeah.
behind it.
But
and then
yeah, this is a
turns
good
out
reason
it's Lori.
too. Yeah, like I can see story wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that second one, I don't know why he killed that one.
Yeah.
True.
But anyway.
She was just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
He had that fresh knife from the old couple.
He was gonna try it out.
He was like, I gotta
you know?
test this knife out, make sure it's
Yeah.
doing the job before I go.
Exactly.
find
It's like
Lori.
when you like walk in new running shoes so that you break
to
them
try it
in.
out.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
break
you gotta
them
break them in. You gotta break the
Yeah,
knife
for
in,
sure,
you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
You're not gonna just run the marathon in new shoes. That's crazy.
What did y'all think about Lori?
I wanted more from her. She was asleep and like drugged up a lot throughout the movie. And she did give us a lot of like acting.
Yeah.
Like dragging.
the limping, the dragging
There
of the
was like,
foot.
okay, I understand it was like to further the plot, but like whenever Dr. Loomis and the cop and that nurse lady arrive at the hospital and Lori's like watching them get out of the car and she's like dragging herself and she's
It's
like,
like
girl, and then immediately after she screams and runs. I'm like, you couldn't do that 5 minutes ago? You couldn't do that 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
She was-
That is crazy. I was so mad at that, but like I get it. It was like for the, for the story.
I don't, Lori, get your shit together.
Lori, get your shit. What did you think? What did y'all think about Lori?
I, like you said, she was asleep for
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And we talked about the wig already, but
We can't put that on Lori.
leading him through the hospital and
Yeah.
into the basement and all of that, and I mean, I thought it was good acting. I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, and where she's in the surgery room, or whatever, and then she is.
Yeah.
What did you?
Yeah, I enjoyed the acting. The chase scene was good because that's like the most tense moment of the film, probably.
Yeah.
I think that and the hot tub scene both were like probably the most tense, but I just feel like Lori was like the manic pixie dream girl of horror, like for this movie. Like she wasn't really there to do anything. She was just there
Yeah.
to advance the plot of Dr. Loomis
Right.
versus Michael
Yeah.
Myers.
I can see that.
And I wish that it hadn't been that way.
Yeah.
I wanted more depth from
She doesn't
her
even have a lot
character.
of dialogue.
She really doesn't.
In
She's a
this
little
one.
flirty with Jimmy, which is
Yeah.
was a weird plot point anyway. Like, where
Like,
the hell?
girl, you almost just died, and she's like,
I know, and
"Oh, hi."
there was like no point to
Can I
Jimmy
get a
at all
Coke,
whatsoever,
please?
except for I guess discovering.
He never brought her a Coke.
He never brought her up. Literally, your one
Useless.
job,
One thing.
bro.
I guess
your
he was
one
also
job.
an EMT. I guess he was also an EMT or
No,
whatever.
Coke is priority.
So if you follow the timeline to H2O, she does take more of that role like you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were
Yeah.
about to say she does eventually get
She
a
doesn't
Coke.
get her Coke. Jimmy brings it to her.
But she takes on more of that role.
Okay.
Halloween 2, I think, is focused more on Michael Myers, and she kind of like
Yeah.
They had her to tie it to link it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In H2O, they do focus. It's a flip side. They focus on her.
Okay.
Okay, period.
She was paid $8,000 for her role in 1978, and she was paid $100,000 3 years later.
No
She was
way.
paid $5 million for H2O.
Whoa. Talk about
Period.
return on investment.
Dude, I want to make $5 million to star in a horror movie.
Well, that was in 98.
Someone hire
so
me.
I'm sure she's making a whole lot
Wow.
Yeah,
What did
yeah.
she make in this last Halloween movie?
Yeah, how much did she make?
2018.
That would be
more. Get some
interesting.
producer notes for you.
Producer
Please.
notes, yes.
Brian, can we get an assist?
I don't know. Also, it's just funny to see the trope of people running on broken / fractured / I mean, it wasn't really broken. He said it was what did he say it was? It was cracked or something, or
Yeah, probably like a fissure.
like something. I don't remember. He said it
hairline
wasn't
fracture.
broken, but then she was like, he said he wanted to wait to put it in a cast, and I'm like, yeah, so he sobers up. He
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it drunk, is what that. I was like, is there one doctor in this whole freaking town, bro?
I think there's one doctor.
Literally
in the
one
hospital.
doctor, yeah.
Literally, and he's shit faced.
So $5 million for H2O, $3 million for Resurrection in 2002, and 18, 21, 22, and whatever the most recent It is undisclosed because she was paid money up front and she negotiated for back-end profit participation.
Wow.
Okay.
So she got
Damn.
fat paychecks.
Oh yeah,
Good for
100%. She made so much freaking money off of
Good for
this. Year.
her.
I wonder how much money those movies made. We won't go into that, but when we research next,
Cash.
we'll-
It's a cash cow, and they're
It's a
going to
cash
keep
cow.
beating that dead Michael
period
until it's
100%.
the pinata.
Yes.
That would be a great pinata.
All right, let's do the good, the bad, the spooky.
Yeah.
We'll start with Cody. Cody, what was your good?
I liked the fact that they connected Michael Myers as being her brother.
Yeah.
I felt like it made more sense to me, and they kind of did carry that forward in the other movies. Did I just say one thing? Or
Oh, you can say all your good. All your good.
Yeah.
And I like that it just picked up immediately after.
Me too. I love that.
Like,
I love that about it.
It was seamless. So
Yes.
you could just sit there and watch it.
Except for the wig, but everything
Yeah,
else.
actually, that's my bad. the wig, it was distracting, honestly. to me.
Yes, me
Wow,
too.
really?
But I feel like I'm just one of those people who like can clock wigs.
Yeah, and I'm like, that just-
Dude, I cannot clock a wig. I can't clock a wig at all. I'm like, oh girl, that's your real hair.
We'll be at the movie theater and I'll be like, that's a wig.
And actually, the only other bad part is, you mentioned it as well, is that scene where the cop drives up to the hospital and like she's like mouthing help, but then as soon as they walk in, I'm like, okay, that was a little bit.
Yeah, like you be consistent, girl.
Yeah,
like either
yeah,
you
I
can
didn't
scream
like-
or you
I
can't.
didn't like that either.
Yes.
The spooky part of it, I think that it was definitely spookier than the first one. Him walking through those dimly lit halls.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then him following her to the when she was outside the hospital and walking back into
Yes.
it, and she's trying to get in, similar to her trying to get into the house in the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
And it was just a creepier feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
That I definitely think that to me is my spooky.
Yeah. Mar, what's your good, bad, and spooky?
Okay, my good. I love the setting of this one.
Yes.
I love the hospital. I feel like taking a place that's meant to be like safe and like where you are healed and making it like his hunting grounds is so fun. And I do love the stalking in the hospital. And I love that they show like the security footage of him walking through the hospital.
Yes,
and it
very
goes like back and
good.
forth. I thought that was really cool. Also, her like the whole movie, I was like, you can't kill him. What are you gonna do? When she blinds him, I was like, brilliant. That would not have occurred to me in 1,000 years. That was so. I was like, oh my god. Okay, I think she redeems herself in that.
Yeah,
in that
that's
one
true.
moment.
That's true.
My bad. Lori, no personality in this one. Like, go girl, give us nothing.
Give us nothing.
And my spooky. Lots of really spooky parts. Michael was very spooky, but that razor blade in that child's mouth is the only thing I thought about after I finished the movie. I was like, God, whoa.
That would hurt so bad,
I like
bro.
it like just. I had like a visceral reaction to that. So I was like, that, but also just like the fact that you can't kill him. Like, what do you do?
Also,
like,
it was funny but sorry, back to the kid. It was really funny because when they got inside, the nurse was like, "You can please wait over there."
Yes,
I was like, "There's a razor in that child's mouth."
Yes, but even the mom is way too chill. Like my mom would have been hootin' and hollering.
Well, no,
like,
you gotta be chill when you're
yeah,
kids
you're
like
right.
that. Like,
you're right. My
she did a
grandma
good
would have
job.
been hooting and hollering. My mom would have kept it together. But I feel like the nurse would have been like, let's get you back there immediately.
Yeah.
Let's get the doctor some coffee.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Crazy. Joan, what is your good, bad, and spooky?
I love the pacing.
Yes.
I think it was excellently paced. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was like exactly what it needed to be. I love that we got more backstory about Michael and Laurie. I really.
Yes.
It seems.
I love lore.
It seems a little like after the fact, like ham-fisted, but I will allow it because it makes the movie make more sense. And also probably like all the sequels.
Right.
It makes more sense that he chases her down and but we get like a little lore drop, which I also love. The music is so good.
Yeah, which John Carpenter.
Yeah, bro. Become a composer.
I think he did do scores and stuff. He did.
Okay, well there you go. You're welcome for that advice. I'm just saying. The music is so good. At one point, I like to joke about this when they started like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
But it was like it had more too. I was like, oh shit, it's the remix.
I love that they used Mr. Sandman.
Oh yeah,
That was
Mr.
cool.
Sandman
I
was
like
really
that.
good.
I like
It fit the movie really well.
It fit the thing. Yeah.
The bad, I didn't really actually think that there were any bad parts in the movie, except for maybe like the Laurie manic pixie dream girl for horror. Also, some 80s horror tropes, things that kind of are a little outdated, but that's only through a modern lens.
Yes,
And like,
at
I
the
will
time it would have been
100%
like,
forgive
this
that.
is so fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And my spooky, Michael Myers, of course.
Yes.
The kills were kind of gnarly when like Jimmy discovers the nurse that he's bled out.
Yes.
That's insane.
And the
I was
pool
like,
of blood,
wait
and then
a
him
minute,
immediately just like whoop.
girl. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Also, okay, go ahead.
No, you finish.
Also, like, I love the setting as well. I think hospitals at night are liminal spaces
Yes.
that exist in a world dimension outside. It's like the back rooms, literally. And I think that Michael... Actually, I mean, I know that the back rooms didn't exist then, but like, it's kind of the same concept of like a monster in a liminal space being so scary, because it's almost like we're transported to something outside of our safety zone, like our safe, what we know and what we feel comfortable with. And so like we were there in the hospital with Michael and Laurie, and it was just so good and creepy.
I'm sorry. Just
No, that's it. Yeah.
Go.
So, since I don't know if you said you haven't watched any of the other movies, so in the Rob Zombie Halloween 2, they do a nod to this Halloween 2 where they briefly go to a hospital. So they do like a quick nod there. But in the rebooted Halloween in 2018, they do touch upon, they were talking, they said, isn't Michael her brother? They're like, oh no, that was just an urban myth. So they did that,
Whoa.
at that point, because it wasn't discussed in Halloween, it was brought up in the end of Halloween
Yeah.
2. So in the reboot of Halloween, which ignores everything else, and just take the original, then to go to this one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They said no, he's not.
Wow.
So-
Whoa, they
They said scratch
retconned
that.
Yeah, they
Scratch
did.
that,
They did.
actually.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Which timeline is your, like, true timeline?
What's your timeline?
What's your headcanon here? Which one?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I think my favorite is Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O, Resurrection, because those flow.
Yeah.
They're together. They talk about the events in 1 and 2 in H2O, and it kind of flows. Now, as far as the movies themselves, H2O and Resurrection are kind of like they weren't the greatest.
Yeah.
But it did flow. That would be my favorite.
Okay, got it. Okay,
period.
cool. All right, now let's rate this movie. Let's rate this movie by by the number of bullets you would hit Michael Myers with.
He did hit him, Joan.
No, he did hit them. That's why I'm so mad. I'm like, y'all, don't believe Dr. Well, I mean,
That would be like the one instance, because every time we watch like scary movies or like thrillers and they shoot the bad guy one time, Brian's always like, shoot him again.
yeah. Also,
This
you
would
shoot
be-
them in the head while they're down.
Yes, this would be the one instance where that wouldn't.
We're gonna get
solve your
restricted.
issue. Yeah. Okay, so let's say we have 10 hypothetical bullets.
Okay,
to
no,
hit.
6, because 6 is the
Well, it
number
was
of bullets.
6.
Right?
Okay.
He shot him
I
6
say
times.
8 because 6.
Yeah, 6 at first, and then
8,
and then a
and
few
then
more.
2 more. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so 8. So out of 8.
So
Out of 8.
Yeah.
Out of 8.
Because that gun does not hold 8, but whatever.
No, but
Well, no,
it was
it's 2 different guns. It's
you know,
like
but
it's like
you know what else,
6. It's
bro?
6 and
Dr.
then
Lewis.
Forever.
Yes, he was reloading that gun the entire movie. Every time you see Dr. Loomis, he's reloading. I was like, how many shots are you shooting in between takes, bro?
listen.
A 17-year-old that had never shot somehow managed to get him in both of his eyes. Yeah, Dr. Loomis never did.
Yeah.
She had to give us something, Brian.
She had to give us something.
She had to. I would say out of 8 bullets, I would hit Michael with 6.5.
Okay, so like graze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, one side boob.
One side boob. Yeah.
6 bullets in a side boob. What about
Cody,
you, Cody?
what would you give it? Out of 8.
Out of 8.
I would do 7.5.
Okay. Period.
Nice.
I think this one was, out of all of the movies, I think this is one of the best of all the Halloween movies that they made.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And I only knock it for the half just because what we discussed, like the wig and
And the way,
The wig. It really was just the wig for
Yes.
Cody.
and the scream at the end where she was faking it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But, you know, if that had been more realistic,
Yeah.
I would have. Yeah, but
Yeah.
overall,
Yeah.
Nice. I would give it 7 out of 8 bullets.
okay.
Period.
Yeah, because I actually really, really enjoyed this film. I was locked in the entire time. I didn't fall asleep once.
No way.
For real. And you know, it was, and we watched it in the morning. So I was well rested and had coffee. So that could also be it. But it was like bright. And you know, I usually like to watch scary movies with all the lights off, like total darkness. So I can only imagine if it had been completely dark, it would have been so much cooler.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed the movie. I think this is like better than the first, which is ironic because like the Metacritic and stuff, this one's actually
lower,
less rated than the first one. Yeah. Which I guess kind of makes
Critics
sense.
are wrong, and it would be the first time the critics are wrong, and they don't agree with me.
You're wrong and we're right. Okay, so now let's look at some letterbox reviews. Mar, do you want to do the first one?
Yes, this is by Sam, who gave it 3.5 stars out of 5.
Out of 5,
this is the
not 8.
letterbox rating. Dr. Loomis is the most melodramatic bitch on the planet. And I love that about him.
He had so many banger quotes, actually. I wish I had written some down, because it's like, dang, he just dropped some mad wisdom right there, bro.
He literally is spitting bars the whole time.
Literally. Somebody make that an album, bro, for real. This one's by Adam Bolt, who gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, let me suck on the Michael Myers finger.
Oh my god!
Which we didn't even talk about that scene, but that scene is kind of gnarly.
Oh my god!
Oh,
wait,
man.
I feel like I blocked that out.
Also, like that guy is struggling against Michael Myers. Like, you can't hear his.
No, she's too busy having boobs.
She's too
really big, I guess.
You know what? Yeah, if I had boobs, I would also be too busy.
Yeah,
most days. Yeah.
Okay, this is from Emma, who also gave it 3.5. Would be so embarrassing to be murdered by Michael Myers when he walks around at a snail's pace and wheezes with every step he takes. He's got a bunch of holes in him, so it's every time he breathes,
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It messes with like the negative pressure.
His diaphragm is real fucked up, and like the whole
this doesn't work.
Yeah.
This one's by Lucy, who gave it 2.5 stars. I want Michael Myers' level of determination.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Absolutely.
It's like, this is either going to kill me or it's going to happen, and and I'm immortal, so you know.
This one is by Sean Gilman, who gave it 3.5. To be honest, that seems like a pretty bad hospital. Yes! Thank you. Like, I know they had hella malpractice lawsuits.
Bro, for
like,
real. Oh my God.
Crazy. That man was so drunk.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add before we finish off the episode?
No. I think that was
Great. That about does it for today, everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the podcast, tell your friends about us, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and rate us 5 stars in whatever app or podcast service you use to bring on the spooks.
Please follow us on our socials by going to scarymovienights.com or by looking us up on any platform. You can also message us through our socials or by sending an email to spooky@scarymovienights.com.
Tell us in the comments what you think about Halloween 2 1981. How many of your shots would hit Michael? I'm Joan.
I'm Mariana.
And I'm Cody.
And thanks for joining us for another Scary Movie Night. See you in 2 weeks. Stay spooky.